Antimicrobial resistance, commonly referred to as AMR, is a critical challenge that stands at the intersection of medicine, biology, and public health.
At its core, antibiotics are like weapons that we use to fight bacterial infections. They're designed to target and eliminate harmful bacteria in our body. But here's where the plot thickens. Bacteria is incredibly adaptable. Over time, some bacteria have evolved and developed mechanisms to resist the effects of antibiotics. Unable to visualize? Imagine that you're sitting in class, and one of your classmates sitting in front of you is happily chewing gum. But you, a responsible citizen of the classroom, know that rules exist for a reason, and you decide to take action. You reach out to the authorities hoping that they'll restore order to this seemingly minor offense. The police respond swiftly to your call, bursting into the room with a sense of urgency. But here's the twist. They're met with a perplexing situation. Chewing gum isn't exactly a criminal act, is it? The officers find themselves powerless, unable to resolve this trivial issue with their law-enforcing tactics. As the commotion unfolds, an observer lurks in the shadows, watching every move closely. Suddenly, an officer's radio crackles to life. Another call. But this time, it's not about civilians, it's officers. Call after call, it becomes clear that there are eyes around the school. Eyes that have been meticulously observing the officers' every move, finding patterns in their techniques. While the officers were entangled in the classroom chaos, these robbers managed to successfully clean out a bank, leaving no trace behind and other officers being unable to stop them. The police find themselves outsmarted, their strategies predicted by these cunning criminals. As the officers struggle to regain control, a revelation strikes. The shadowy observer is no ordinary classmate. He's part of the bank heist. He's been telling his companions about how the police have been stopping his classmate for a seemingly unimportant offense, thus letting his companions effectively execute the heist. That's when things take a surprising turn. This entire scenario has been playing out within your own body. Wait, what? Those seemingly innocuous classmates and troublemakers at school, they're not what they seem. They're viruses, tiny invisible entities that can wreak havoc. But is using antibiotics the right call? And just like the police responded to the classroom situation, antibiotics are deployed to combat these viral invaders. But they are ineffective against them, and so can't stop them. But here's the catch. Due to increased exposure over time, bacteria have evolved to be resistant to these antibiotic defenses, much like the robbers predicting the officers' moves.
This phenomenon is known as antimicrobial resistance, or AMR. It's the bacteria's way of outsmarting our medical arsenal.
But there's a different way that this story could have gone. Imagine you had identified the real trouble, a viral infection. You'd call in the right expert, just as how you would use antiviral medication to target the viruses directly. This is the strategy that hits the viruses where it hurts. So the lesson here is clear. In the battle against AMR, choosing the right approach matters. By being informed and making the right choices, we can ensure that the reign of the bacterial criminals does not take over. We know how we can prevent the acceleration of AMR. But have you pondered why we're so serious about it? As we overconsume antibiotics, they will gradually lose their effectiveness. Because of this, we'll be unable to prevent many illnesses in the safest and most efficient manner, increasing the possibility of death. Moreover, making new antibiotics is very expensive, causing an increase in healthcare costs, and so making them inaccessible to people living in lesser developed countries. This is not a doomsday prediction. The impacts of AMR is already happening. From a recent study, the death toll was about 1.3 million people in 2020. The expected lives taken by AMR by 2050 would be 10 million, which is equivalent to the lives taken by cancer.
This means that we need to prevent the overconsumption of antibiotics, such as sharing unprescribed antibiotics with your family members. Whenever you're in doubt, make the right call to a medical professional. The power to prevent antimicrobial resistance is in our hands. Make the right call.